Well, let's start the questions at the end of the questions. I'll open up to the students. If you have any questions, you can ask. Can you please tell me about your interests and your background and how you got into the healthcare business?
Sure. Well, in college, I was a pre-med major, and I wanted to be oddly enough, a pediatrician. I was joking with some of the students here. I am 3 credits shy of being a biology major. I took all the biology classes I could take. I was a pre-med major, took all the requirements, and I saved physics for last. I should not have. Physics got me. So I quickly turned into an English literature major with a minor in finance. And after that, and I crammed 3 years worth of education into a year and a half additional after my biology stint. I then started to apply for graduate school, and I went to the NYU Robert F. Wagner School of Public Service, where I got a Master's of Public Administration degree in health finance. I spent 2 years there. I did 2 residencies, one in a managed care organization or managed care department within a community hospital in New Jersey, working for the chief financial officer. Then my second residency was as the aide to the chief administrative officer of the Cornell Physician Practice Organization, which managed or still manages over 300 faculty practices at Cornell Medical College. I graduated NYU. I then went into my first position as planning associate at Cabrini Medical Center, which was a very small community-based hospital in the Lower East Side. And I was in the planning department doing strategic planning and long-term care market analysis. It was a very small department. After a year of doing market analyses and certificate of need applications, where you fill out applications for the state to do major projects, the chief operating officer resigned of Cabrini Medical Center. Within a month, the vice president of planning resigned. Within the next month, the director of planning resigned. Within the next month, the senior planning associate resigned. And here is Jacob Victory, the planner in the department, reporting to the chief executive officer of the medical center. And I remember him taking me into his office, and he said, "I have exactly 37 seconds to talk to you." Why 37? I don't know. And he said I could hire huge consulting companies to come in and do the work of all these 6 people in the planning department. But you look young and you look incredibly hungry. Or would you like to be the department yourself? Being a very hungry 24-year-old, I said, I'll take the department. And for the next 2.5 years, in working with the geriatric chief of staff, chief medical officer, we developed a service line for dementia patients and for particularly focusing on Alzheimer's at Cabrini Medical Center. The medical center was affiliated with 2 nursing homes, and we established the first inpatient Alzheimer's unit at Cabrini. We developed 2 facility-based nursing home divisions within the 2 nursing homes. We focused on a program in hospice and so forth and so on. At that time, Cabrini was going through financial difficulties, and a new CEO came on board, and 450 people were laid off. Of the first person on the list was the one-man department in planning. So after this huge experience of working with medical staff and the board and every senior executive at the medical center, I was without a job. Luckily, I had networked, and a friend of mine who was in the planning department at New York Presbyterian said, "There is a position open at New York Presbyterian, would you be interested?" So I applied. Luckily, I got hired within 2 months. And to be very honest with you, it was just such a small job, because here I was again being a planner in a 17 department division, corporate division of this incredibly large academic medical center. So I had gone from doing this to doing this and back to doing this again. After 3 weeks, I was bored because of the activities I was doing. I said, you know, I think I'm beyond that. But I stuck around for 1.5 years, and I really enjoyed myself. This was the second time now I was back in the system because I was at Cornell Medical College. I took a mental health day one day, on a Monday, and I'm reading the New York Times, and I see this job posting, project manager to the CEO of the Visiting Nurse Service of New York. And I said, this sounds interesting. So I applied. I went on 13 interviews to be the right hand and left foot of the CEO of the Visiting Nurse Service of New York. It was a very long process. And after 2 months of all these interviews, I get a letter in the mail saying, thank you for your application. We enjoyed meeting you. Your skill sets does not match what we're looking for. So I was back to, you know, back to the drawing board. 3 days later, I get a call from the Vice President of Human Resources at the Visiting Nurse Service in New York, and she said, on a Friday at 6:30 in the evening, and she said, are you still interested in the position? I said, you guys just sent me a note saying you're not interested. She said, well, we kind of changed our minds. So, you know, I said, absolutely. And I started the next month as the project manager to the president and CEO, and I stayed there for over a month. And I was responsible for all of her corporate projects, all of her policies, public, policies that she was involved in, internally and externally,